France, a country that evokes images of romance, elegance, and timeless beauty. When you hear that word, you probably think of fancy cafes, beautiful castles, and the rich history that permeates every corner. And romantic walks along the Seine River, where couples stroll hand in hand, soaking in the picturesque views. We imagine fashionable Parisians drinking wine, eating amazing cheese, and engaging in lively conversations at quaint cafes, and living a super stylish life, where every moment seems to be a scene from a movie. France is definitely attractive. It's a country that people have loved for a long time. From the iconic Eiffel Tower to the serene countryside, it offers a diverse array of experiences. But is this perfect picture the whole story? Is there more beneath the surface that we often overlook? France is like a beautifully wrapped present. It looks amazing on the outside, but there's more to it than meets the eye. The charm and allure are undeniable, but so are the complexities. France is beautiful and charming, but it also has problems like social issues, money troubles, and a history of protests that reflect deeper societal challenges, and lots of complicated rules that can make life hard for people who live there and people who visit. Navigating the bureaucracy can be a daunting task, even for the most seasoned travelers. This isn't meant to stop you from visiting France. On the contrary, it's about appreciating the full spectrum of what the country has to offer. Instead, it's about seeing the whole picture, the good and the bad. Understanding both sides allows for a richer, more authentic experience. Just like a tasty meal needs a little spice, understanding the less glamorous parts of France makes it even more interesting. The diverse cuisine, the regional differences, and the unique traditions all add layers to the French experience. It shows us a country full of surprises and a spirit that never gives up. The resilience and creativity of the French people shine through, making France a place of endless discovery and inspiration. If you go beyond the tourist spots, you'll see a different side of France. While the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre are iconic symbols of French culture, they only tell part of the story. The real France, the one that isn't always shown in travel brochures, is a place of contrasts and complexities. The shiny, rich image fades away, and you see poverty and hardship. In the shadows of the grand boulevards there are neighborhoods where people struggle to make ends meet. These areas are often overlooked, but they are a crucial part of the country's social fabric. In big cities like Paris there are many homeless people. The contrast between the opulence of the Champs-Élysées and the plight of the homeless is stark. Many of these individuals have fallen through the cracks of a system that is supposed to support them. Families struggle to pay for things, and even though there is help from the government, it's not always enough. The high cost of living in cities like Paris makes it difficult for many families to afford basic necessities. Government assistance programs exist, but they are often complicated and insufficient. Under Paris, there are the catacombs. These underground ossuaries hold the remains of millions of people, a stark reminder of the city's tumultuous history. The catacombs are a symbol of the hidden layers of Paris, both literally and metaphorically. Millions of skeletons are arranged there, and it's a reminder of the city's history of sickness, poverty, and revolution. The catacombs serve as a chilling testament to the many lives lost to plagues, wars, and social upheaval. They are a haunting reflection of the struggles that have shaped the city. These underground tunnels are like a secret symbol of the struggles that still exist in France today. They remind us that beneath the surface of modern France, there are still deep-seated issues that need to be addressed. France tries to help people in need, but the system is really complicated, even for French people. Navigating the bureaucracy can be a daunting task, and many people find themselves lost in a maze of paperwork and regulations. For immigrants and refugees, it's even harder because of language problems, cultural differences, and sometimes discrimination. These individuals face additional barriers as they try to build new lives in a foreign land. Despite their efforts, they often encounter prejudice and exclusion. The problems faced by some people in France remind us that even in a rich country, there is still inequality. The ongoing protests and social movements highlight the need for change and the desire for a more just and equitable society. These issues are not just French problems, they are global challenges that require collective action. Paris, the city of lights, is full of energy, but this energy comes with a price. Living in Paris especially is super expensive. Rent takes up a lot of your money, and everyday things like food and transportation are also pricey. If you're used to big houses, Parisian apartments will feel tiny. Finding a good, affordable apartment is really tough, and you need to be patient, know the right people, and be a little lucky. Traveling to work every day can be annoying, even for people used to city life. The metro is good, but it's usually packed with people, especially during rush hour. Traffic jams are famous in Paris, and even a short drive can take forever. The fast and busy city life in France can be exciting, but it can also be too much and make people stressed, anxious, and lonely. French people are very proud of their language and culture, and they should be, but this can be hard for people who don't speak French well. Lots of Parisians speak English, but if you go outside the tourist areas, you'll need to know at least a little French. Ordering food, asking for directions, or dealing with paperwork can be really difficult if you don't speak the language. Misunderstandings happen a lot, and that can be frustrating for everyone. If you want to become a part of French society, you need to be able to communicate. Making friends, understanding French culture, and talking to people is much easier if you speak French. Learning French is a good thing, but it takes time, effort, and you need to be okay with making mistakes. French paperwork is famous. People who live in France and people who visit talk about it all the time. Dealing with all the paperwork in France can be a nightmare. From getting a visa to opening a bank account, even easy things can become really complicated. You'll need lots of papers, you'll need to go to many offices, and you'll need to wait in line a lot. French people love paperwork, and they'll ask you for tons of it. Be ready to give them original documents, copies, translated versions, and maybe even proof that you were born. The healthcare system in France is good, but it also has a lot of paperwork. Understanding the insurance, finding an English-speaking doctor, and figuring out medical bills can be confusing. Be patient, don't give up, and try to laugh about it. That's how you survive French paperwork. Living in France, especially in the more desirable areas, is undeniably expensive. The allure of the French lifestyle, with its charming villages, bustling cities, and luxurious neighborhoods, comes at a steep price. Both residents and visitors frequently voice their concerns about the high cost of living, whether it's the price of everyday groceries, a cup of coffee at a local cafe, or a meal at a restaurant. The expenses add up quickly. Rent, utilities, food, and transportation are all significant expenses. Finding affordable housing can be a challenge, and the cost of utilities can be surprisingly high. Even daily commutes on the metro can take a toll on your budget. Taxes in France are another major consideration. The tax system is known for being complex, and the rates can be quite high. Navigating the tax system requires careful attention and often professional help. Income tax in particular can take a substantial portion of your earnings. However, these taxes fund essential services like healthcare and social programs. While this ensures a high quality of life and social security, it also means that individuals have less disposable income for other expenses. Dining out is a beloved pastime in France, but it can be quite costly. The experience of enjoying a meal at a French restaurant is unparalleled, yet it often comes with a hefty price tag. While there are budget-friendly options like street food vendors and casual eateries, frequenting high-end restaurants or upscale cafes can quickly drain your wallet. The balance between enjoying the culinary delights and managing expenses is crucial. To live comfortably in France, financial prudence is essential. It's important to budget wisely, prioritize your spending, and seek out ways to save. Whether it's through careful shopping, seeking financial advice, or making lifestyle adjustments, managing your finances effectively is key to enjoying life in this beautiful country. Just like any other country, France has social and political problems. The difference between rich people and poor people is getting bigger, which is a big problem. It's hard for some people to find jobs, especially young people. Immigration is a big topic that people argue about a lot. People have different opinions about national identity, integrating into French culture, and how everyone can live together peacefully. Refugees and asylum seekers coming to France have used up resources and caused tension in some places. It's not unusual for people in France to protest and go on strike. French people are not afraid to tell the government what they think. These social and political problems are complicated, but they show us that France, like any other country, is still changing and trying to get better. Living in France is like an adventure. It's a beautiful country, but it also has its challenges. Yes, France can be annoying with all the paperwork, high prices, and social problems, but it's also incredibly beautiful, has a rich culture, and people who are strong. It's a place where you can feel history all around you, where art is everywhere, and where even a simple croissant can make you happy. Living in France isn't always easy, but it's never boring. It's a country that makes you change, learn new things, and live life at a different speed. And while you're there, you might even learn something new about yourself. You might become stronger, more creative, and you'll definitely appreciate the little things in life.